Without local content, it's almost impossible to get the sort of content opportunities and engagement opportunities that we seek. The other reason I think local news particularly is so important is we want our agendas driven by Australians. We want our local agendas, we want our politicians kept accountable by local media outlets, not by global platforms. The importance of sustainable models for local news, I think, is incredibly important. We've got local newsrooms setting the agenda, knowing what's important to this country. And we don't want those decisions left to big global players.
The opportunity to drive real change for the country. We've really explored a variety of ways to do that through news publishing, and I'm really quite bullish about our opportunities in this space. The medium is the message. So if you think that way, then the channel is as important as whatever you're putting on it.
In the last few years, from what I've seen, there's been a huge focus from publishers on improving and creating new platforms for minorities. We certainly work with clients closely on to be able to authentically partner in those community environments, because it is all about championing responsible journalism more broadly across Australia. I feel like Australia is in a really luxurious position where we do have a really robust, broader journalism community, which is underpinned by a lot of professionals who have independent voices.
Australian publications have been very good at talking about Australia to Australians. I think that's something that is fantastic to see. We know that quality content drives better outcomes for our clients. We need greater diversity. I think we've come a long, long way, but I would love to see even more diversity. I think that's something that's really exciting on the future of news and how we continue to drive the news cycle to represent more of our very diverse country.
It's really hard to leverage other mediums to really be able to tell the richness of the characters, the people, what they do, who they are, in a way which is relevant in that moment at that time. And I think that is one of the strengths of news. You're able to tell deeper, richer stories, as well as the fact that you can be real time. So that type of real time ability to shape the narrative and talk about what is happening now is why we keep investing in news as a medium.
For the journalists themselves to become critical influencers in their own right, we want to have more sources of truth, more well-researched, deeper thinking in terms of the influencer intent, instead of people who just show up and are obviously jumping on the bandwagon.